After a 2-week E3-induced hiatus, welcome back to another childhood memory-ruining episode of This Ain't No Game. I'm Ryan Davis, and this week we take a look at one of the most requested, most ill-conceived video game movies ever, Super Mario Brothers. So, every movie I've watched for Tang so far has had its compromises. I don't mean to blow your mind with my obvious platitudes here, but video games aren't movies, and a little creative license is necessary to make up the difference. But none of them have so completely mangled the source material in service of its own stupid, awkward vision as Super Mario Brothers.
Strap your belt on, kid. We're going in.
Now, the core problem with Super Mario Brothers is that it tries to use something vaguely resembling Earthman logic to rationalize the world of Super Mario Brothers. It's basically the grossest miscalculation you could possibly make when dealing with a reality where mushrooms make you big and flowers make you shoot fireballs. It all starts off with a Dan Castellaneta voiceover explaining how, millions of years ago, a meteor split our world in two.
Goodbye, dinosaurs.
We mammals apparently got the good part, and the dinosaurs were sucked into a crappy alternate dimension where, against all odds, they ended up evolving into what are essentially humans living in a junked-up Thunderdome, matte painting and soundstage version of New York City.
It's Brooklyn! My world!
It's ruled like an Orwellian police state by the vile and merciless King Koopa, played with the passion and conviction of a man who needs to pay rent. Dennis Hopper, who sports an unfortunate bleached-out, eyebrow-free look throughout the movie.
That Koopa clown?
Is one evil, egg-sucking son of a snake.
For an actor whose public persona has, for like the past 30-plus years, hinged on acting like a wildly gesticulating lunatic, it's kind of disappointing that Dennis Hopper doesn't take it as far over the top as he could for Koopa.
Oh.
Also on board to collect paychecks are Bob Hoskins and his half-assed Brooklyn accent as Mario.
Okay, just, yeah, okay. Come on.
John Leguizamo as Luigi.
Luigi Mario. What, you got a problem with that?
And Samantha Mathis as Daisy.
I don't need anything with a face.
The movie initially revolves around Koopa's plan to kidnap Daisy, an annoying vegetarian paleontologist who is, unbeknownst to her, secretly the heir to the Mushroom Kingdom throne, and the keeper of a meteorite fragment that Koopa needs to fuse the two worlds. After she's kidnapped, it shifts gears into something that at least vaguely resembles a typical Mario story, with the brothers trying to save the princess, get the meteor shard, stop King Koopa, all that. The process, though, which involves cop car chases and regrettable dance sequences, is both exceptionally dumb and not at all evocative of a proper Mario adventure.
Man, she sure makes an impression.
Really, there's nothing about the world that this movie's set in that's inherently reminiscent of the Mushroom Kingdom, but it spends a lot of time reimagining recognizable touchstones from the Mario milieu in the most horrible ways possible. My favorite example is how Goombas are now giant trench coat wearing thugs with little tiny lizard heads who are armed with fireball shooting rifles. Toad, played inexplicably as a freedom-loving street musician by the inexplicably cast Mojo Nixon, is actually turned into one of these awkward, stupid creatures by Koopa's de-evolution machine. Koopa eventually weaponizes the Devo technology, and it should be of little surprise that it ends up looking an awful lot like a Super Scope. When it can't be bothered with inept reinterpretation, the movie is content to just awkwardly jam some Super Mario Brothers references in there, like in this excruciatingly tedious sequence where Mario uses a bomb against Koopa.
Come and get it, lizard breath! He's got a ba-bomb! Ba-bomb. Monkey!
I suppose the producers of Super Mario Brothers would try and pitch it as an action comedy movie, but its sense of humor is mostly derived from reptile-based wordplay and the idiotic back and forth between Koopa's cousins Spike and Iggy, who, even after they get bumped up the evolutionary ladder by Koopa's Diva Machine, are still idiots. just idiots who happen to talk like eggheads.
Forward! Stand course! That way, good!
About the closest that Super Mario Brothers gets to intentional humor is this limp Who's on First routine where the brothers try to explain their family names.
Name?
Mario.
Last name?
Mario.
Okay, what's your name?
Luigi.
Luigi?
No, Luigi Mario.
Okay, look, how many Marios are there between the two of you?
There's three. There's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Mike! Up these Marios around the side.
I want to be clear here. Super Mario Brothers is an unmitigated train wreck. It treats the source material with a thinly veiled contempt. The semi-recognizable cast barely seems interested, the pacing is stilted, and the humor is corny. But, to a certain extent, kinda can't blame the filmmakers entirely. If you consider the freaky, tripped-out dream logic of Super Mario Brothers, the chances of anyone making a watchable live-action Super Mario Brothers movie seems pretty slim. Still, this one is a mess.
Hey folks, welcome to another exciting edition of This Ain't No Game.
Mario, look!
This movie is doomed. Things like that. It's basically Aliens.
Aliens? Oh, we gotta deal with aliens too?
And that's going to do it for this week's edition of This Ain't No Game. I'm Ryan Davis reminding you that it's not always worth it to sit through the credits.
What happens after the credits?
Oh, you're going to have to fucking sit through the credits.
Well, I must say we have a very exciting proposal.
A video game based on your many adventures.
What would you call it?
Iggy's World.
The Indomitable Spike.
The Super Koopa Cousins.
El Terrible. That movie does not stand up. You can't see, you can't watch, you can't go home again to pump up the volume.